So here I am in Milford Sound at 6 in the morning. Alice and I here are planning to climb Mitre Peak, which is this mountain over here in the distance. Don't know if you can see it. It's 1600 meters from sea level, and we're just waiting at the car park for Roscoe's kayaks, which is we've arranged with them to give us a lift to the base of the mountain there and back. So on the way up I'll do some videos, and just, I don't know, anyone watching can see how it's done and or how we went and where to go and where not to go. So we've made it to the start of the track, which is right next to where the Simbad River comes out over here. You can sort of see it in the background, and there are just like Lake Rotawiti levels of sandflies. You might be able to see them buzzing around my head, so we've got to keep moving. Let's do it. Let's start the watch. So we've been going for about an hour now, and there's no track, so we're just bush bashing through thick bush on a steep mountainside with just bluffs and stuff in it. And we've only climbed 150 meters so far, and it's really tough going. Any idea where the track is?
Up. We
got told there was a track. We met some base jumpers last night, and they gave us some GPS routes of when they came up here to jump off it, and we're more or less following that, but it is just hacking through the bush. Kind of need a machete. So we've made it to the first sort of point of interest, which is marked as 451 on the topographical map. 541, and it's up here we've found like there's a defined trail, so it's a lot easier going. We've been going for 1 hour and 58 minutes so far, and the first hour of that was just bush bashing up the first 150 vertical meters. So that was the toughest. Then after that we found a unmarked track, just a rough track, which we sort of followed along, and it just goes off in different directions, so you get lost. But up here it's opened up a whole lot more. The bush is a lot easier to get through, and there's a marked track, so we're going a lot faster. But it's taking 2 hours to get here, and we've still got probably 1200 vertical meters to climb, so it seems unlikely that we'll make it to the top before the turnaround time. But so we've just come through the bush and got our first view of the peak. We can see where that last bit of bush is. That's called Footstool. It's about 300 meters higher from where we are, and then it looks like it opens up a bit after that, and then just those sheer rock faces. Where were you saying you want to get to, Alice?
The notch, which is just below that really steep part.
That's that first part of rock there, is it?
No, so you go up and then across to the right, and
yeah,
it's at the very base. You can
it's
see
that
it
little,
kind of drops down
that little saddle in there.
Exactly, that's the notch.
Check out this view. You can see right up the Simbad Valley there. These peaks all around there. And then obviously Mitre Peak over here. You probably can't see it at the moment because it's all in shade, but that's the sea down there. As flat as a mill pond today. On the very odd day when you get good conditions up here. Just made it past the next sort of notable point, which was Footstool. It's 800 and something meters, and we've just climbed over it, and now we're climbing down the other side, and it drops a real long way down, probably a good 150 meters. So we're climbing up past Footstool. Alice having a bit of a rest in the shade of a tree. It's got really hot, and we've just spotted a cruise ship down in Milford Sound. It's blocked by the trees a little bit. So we've made it above the bushline now. It's 11:36 in the morning. Turnaround time's about 12:30. So we're not going to make the top, but we're going to try and get to one of the peaks before you get to the top. Already got a pretty fantastic view from up here. Down here, all of Milford Sound. You see the waterfalls in the distance. Next to Bit of Milford Sound infrastructure. And then on this side over here, all the cliffs of the Sinbad Valley. So before long, get the drone out, see what I can see with that. So we've made it up on top, well not on top, we've made it to the turnaround time, 12:30, been going for about 5.5 hours or something, and our boat is going back to Milford Sound at 6, we've got to get back down there for that, so we're not going to quite reach the summit today. We're at about 400 metres below, you can see it above us up there, and we've got our radio in and give them a status update.
Yeah, copy your Mitre Peak climbers, go ahead.
Yeah, just updating you on our status. We're about 400 metres below the summit, but we've reached our turnaround time and we are planning to come back, so we'll still be down at Sinbad at 6.
Cool, good effort guys, we will see you there at 6 o'clock. Have a good day.
So we've had a bit of lunch to eat and got a few shots with the drone. It's now 1 PM and we're going to head back down. Like I said before, 400 metres off the summit up there. Things learnt from this trip is that there's some campsites on the way up. At about 500 metres there's a campsite, and that's how we'd want to do it if we did it again, is bring up a tent and stay there overnight, then hit the peak, the summit in the morning and then come back down. That'd be the way to do it. It's just that the first section is so thick full of bush that it's a lot harder to get through than what we anticipated, so it slowed down the trip. But that's one of those things you can only find out by doing it, so hopefully anyone watching this can see that and yeah, give some information before they give it a try. Check this out, straight down 1100 odd metres to the Sinbad River Valley. A long way to fall. I was talking to some guys yesterday that were coming up here to base jump off it. So finally, after 10.5 hours, we've made it back down. Just waiting for our water taxi, Roscoe Kayaks, who we contacted to pick us up. And I'm going to go for a swim. Still really hot from that climb. Alice is putting up this tent to protect us from all the sandflies.